Hi guys, how are you all? Really well, I hope. Thanks for all of you new subscribers for joining the gang. I see we're up at 14,000. So thank you all for your continued support on this fabulous YouTube journey we're on. So today, the backdrop's a bit different. I have been rejigging my home furniture, and I'm afraid this is about as good as I can get it without having to move an entire Christmas tree, which Bear wouldn't thank me for. But also, as you can see, I already have my makeup on, which you probably think is a bit weird. But we had this idea that around this time of year, so Christmas season, a lot of us have Christmas parties and drinks and things on in our social calendar, and we don't necessarily have a huge amount of time to get ready. So what I wanted to do was show you how to glam it up. So from what is everyday day makeup into something kind of cocktail party ready. So my day makeup, a lot of you have been requesting just kind of average everyday work makeup, and I'd say this is it. If you want me to film it, put it in the comments below, but it's simply nude finish tinted moisturiser with corrector and concealer. I'm wearing the nude finish illuminating powder with the pink brightening blush, some medium bronzer, the dark brow kit through my brows, and then in my eyes, in fact, I'm going to ruin my surprise, but I want to show you. This is my beauty emergency kit, which I have my top-up products in, but I just want to show you my powder. I've hit the pan, guys. I love it that much, but that's my nude finish illuminating powder. And on my eyes, I am wearing from this two-pan palette ivory shadow, which has gone all over my lid and under my brow, and then this lovely cement colour, which I absolutely adore for an everyday work look, with just a tiny bit of black ink gel liner. Let's come in a bit closer. Black ink gel liner and smoky eye mascara. So it really is a simple, let's go back again, everyday work kind of look. Oh, and not forgetting Sandwash Pink lip colour, which is a brilliant everyday go-to lip colour, one of my must-haves. So what am I going to do to zhuzh it up for the evening? Well, I want to show you some of my favourite things to do. Now, if I, for example, knew I had something going on after work, what I do is take my lovely two-pan palette and pop out of it my cement shadow, because I'm not going to be needing that for the party, and pop in, oh hey pretty palette, my black plum. So I'm going to pop my black plum out of that palette and put it into this palette. And for safekeeping, oh, it's like musical chairs, I've just popped my cement back into this palette. And actually I love the antique rose, so let me pop that out as well. I'll pop the ivory out and put that in the three-pan palette and pop my antique rose in there as well. So that would come with me into my emergency makeup bag for later, and I set aside my newly created three-pan palette for another day. But just, it's a cool insight, isn't it, as to how I work with these three-pan palettes. So what else have I got in this makeup bag? I have my nude finish illuminating powder, because I will need to top up. I've got my newly formed two-pan palette, my eye-opening mascara, so big fat lashes to plump up my lashes in a moment. I have my foundation stick, and that is what I'll use to top up my base. A jet longwear eye pencil, so simple, but a bit of black in the waterline can make your makeup really vampy. An eye cream, why you might ask, all will be revealed. And a bronze shimmer brick, a well-loved addition to my makeup bag, and something that whenever I add it to my makeup makes me feel kind of a bit more special in the party mood, and a crystal lip gloss. So shall we see what I'd do with that merry lot? Okay, I've just zoomed in a little bit so you can see The eye cream. Now, eye cream is a brilliant makeup on the go reviver. So what I'd do before kind of zhuzhing my makeup for an evening out is take a little bit of my eye cream, rub it into my fingers, and then first and foremost I'll tap it under my eye so I can top up my concealer, but then I'll also take just a little bit more and just press it into my cheeks just to rehydrate that top layer of makeup, so that when I come to do a little bit of extra skin foundation stick, actually my skin is ready for it and it won't get clumpy or cakey. The amount of times I do this little trick, so like QVC is a brilliant example. Thanks to all of you who watched last week. I may have done my full face earlier in the day, but I'll get to QVC and then top up my skin with a little bit of eye cream just to refresh. And as you'll see, it's barely moved my makeup. Just taking my rings off because they're jangling. Okay, so first things first, let's top up with a bit of foundation stick. This is the Skin Foundation Stick in beige. Yes, guys, it's happened. My skin tone has changed from a warm beige to a beige. And I'm going to scroll it over my fingers. I love to do this because it warms the product up. Massage it in and then pat just to top up my makeup a touch. Now, I'm using the Skin Foundation Stick because I love the finish. It gives my skin note. I'm taking it under my eyes too, just to top up my concealer. But if you prefer a more matte finish, then I suggest you try a retouching face pencil, or even one of the retouching wands. They are equally as fab, but my first love is this here Skin Foundation Stick. So that's what I'm using to top up my base. Fab, so that's my base topped up. I'm now going to do something that I know my mum used to do, my grandmother used to do, and certainly Bobby's aunt used to do, and that's I'm going to take a tiny bit of my lip colour and just swipe it over the apple of my cheeks just to top up a little bit of colour. And I'll just press it in with my fingers. Again, it's a brilliant cheat when you are out and about and you're time pressed for topping up makeup. I'm also aware that although a lot of us have huge handbags these days, we want to keep our makeup bags to a minimum. I certainly know that I do. Great, and then I'm going to set that with my Nude Finish illuminating powder in Nude. So I'll just sweep that over my refreshed Skin Foundation Stick base. You may not always need to top up your foundation. It might be that a little bit of powder is sufficient, but I love that trick personally with my eye cream of just reviving my base and topping up a little. Just using that to set my under eye concealer. Okay, so that's enough base for now. Let's move on to eyes. So I picked out the Black Plum and Antique Rose shadows. I'm going to zoom in so you can see a bit better. Hey guys! So what I'm going to do first is dip my shadow brush into the Black Plum shadow and just start pressing it into the cement shadow I was already wearing. And the reason I'm pressing is twofold. First, to make sure I get the shadow really set into my lid. But second of all, at this point, I'd hate for any shadow to drop or fall into my foundation. So by patting and pressing, I find you don't get half as much fallout. Brilliant. So I'm just tapping that deeper shadow all over the lid. Then when I'm happy, I've got a kind of a thin veil, if you like, of shadow. I then just start to sweep back and forth to make sure that black plum tone is really nicely blended over the lid. And then be sure again just to bring the colour up through the crease of the eye, and you'll see very quickly what was a great everyday soft grey is now more of an evening plum. I'm just taking the same shadow under my lower lash line with the same brush. This is just the eyeshadow brush. And what I love to do when doing a slightly smokier eye is keep that lower shadow really quite thick, and I find that helps to achieve much more of a smoky look. If it gets too thin, that's when it can look a little hard. So I'm just using my ring finger to gently blend that out. And then into my waterline, I'm going to take some of that Jet Longwear eye pencil. By making the waterline that little bit darker, well, I say little bit, by making it completely black, you make the whole eye look far more dramatic. Just be sure when you're doing this that you get right in between the lashes and ensure every little bit of pink skin is gone. Great, now I'm going to take a little bit of the Antique Rose, so the slightly pinkier tone, and I'm just going to take some of that through the crease of the eye just to soften that colour slightly. Nice! Okay, so now my eyes have been glammed up using that little bit of black plum shadow. Sorry, you can't see my mouth. Black plum shadow with Antique Rose through the crease and the Jet in the waterline. I'm just going to top up with the eye opening mascara to give my lashes a bit more volume. Great, so that's the eyes beefed up with a little bit of mascara. Now I did pop in here this Longwear brow gel, and the reason being, when you've made your eyes a bit stronger, it's a good idea to top up your brows too, so that they match the intensity. So let me do that quickly for you. So I've already got the dark brow set. I've already got the dark brow kit through my brows. I'm just going to take a little bit of the Longwear gel through, not just to intensify the colour, but also the gel holds the hairs in place and lasts up to 24 hours. So brilliant addition to your eye look for the evening. And I can use the other end of my brush just to brush the brows in place. I'm just brushing the gel through my hairs following the direction of the growth of the hair to add a bit of extra definition. This is my troublesome brow though. We've all got one. Brush again. Now the eyes are done. I'll just show you the last few things that are in my emergency kit, i.e. small little makeup bag, and that is the bronze shimmer brick. Now the bronze shimmer brick, not this one, but the product itself was the very first thing I bought from Bobbi Brown. Did you hear that, by the way? My slippers were just squeaking on my dining room table. It wasn't wind, I assure you. But this is one of my go-to evening out or party products because I love the luster it gives my skin. So with an angled face brush, I'm just going to swirl over all of the colours and then blend over the higher points of my face. So over the top of my cheeks. Can you see that? Yes. I'd look in my mirror in my compact, but it's filthy. And actually, for this time of year, I would take some over my forehead as well. It's just dependent on how much you want to sheen. And actually, at Christmas, I don't mind being really quite glowing, so I'd be a bit more generous with my shimmer brick than normal. Pretty. And then because I went matte on my eye, that's why I've grabbed my crystal gloss, and one of Bobbi's personal favourites, and just a little bit over with my finger, my sandwash pink. I had to guess where my lip was then. For a little touch of instant glam on my lips. Now I'm such a lipstick girl that I haven't worn gloss in ages, and I wore this very gloss recently at work and has so many compliments. You know when you've just got something that's forgotten? My crystal gloss was a forgotten item. So there we have it. Let me zoom in again so you can take a quick peek. That was my how to glam it up makeup just by topping up my makeup with some key essentials. So eye cream just to rehydrate my skin a little, my skin foundation stick in beige which topped up my base and my under eye concealer, my nude finish illuminating powder to set, shimmer brick in bronze through the higher points of the face but on my nose to add the glow. I put my sandwash pink lipstick on my cheeks for a bit of colour, and on my eyes I topped up my brow with my Longwear brow gel, and I added black plum and antique rose shadow to both my lid and lower lash line, and then a bit of jet Longwear pencil through the waterline, not forgetting my mascara. So guys, I hope that was helpful and reassuring for some of you who just don't know how on earth you're going to get yourself party ready. You don't have to start from scratch. You can use a couple of key products to quickly revamp your makeup. Really the trick being something to rehydrate your skin, a little bit of base top up, and then some potentially deeper shadows to darken your eye look. Or personally, this is my kind of preference. So all that's needed now is a quick little outfit change. This was cute in my head. I don't know if it'll work in real life. There we go, and I'm ready to party. Bye guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Take care, and I shall see you all soon. Thumbnail, thumbnail.